Weird how I went like multiple videos pretty much daily, and then all of a sudden for a few days nothing happens. I've not been doing good. On Tuesday I wasn't able to go to rehearsals. I literally went over there, and then my mother made me go back home before I even entered the building. She didn't let me do it, and I didn't fully understand what she was trying to say in the car and as we got home. But the next day, like Wednesday, when the performance was on Saturday, she tells me I have to quit. I'm not in the band anymore. I was really stressed about like wanting to stay in the band and actually showing I'm competent and can stay in there, and then she kicks me out. Even worse, it's like she says it's not worth it and we're not easily able to, so why do it anyways? It's like she also invalidated me, like I didn't really matter to the band that much. They shouldn't care about me anyways. Also, that like she disrespects the bass, uh, entirely. She doesn't fully think of it as something different from the guitar. I hate when people think they're the same thing. She does not call it a bass. She only calls it a guitar. Acts like they're the exact same thing, and says that kind specifically, showing that there is a clear difference. She doesn't think it actually matters. I was like, it's a very important instrument. I need to show up to the rehearsals. It's not important. It doesn't matter. She knows nothing about this thing. But like in general, she used to say a lot about how like they don't those kids in the band are not struggling as much as like we do. So I'm not like them. I'm not meant for this stuff anyways. I hate that kind of reasoning. Like, why do you think I'm in a band? It's so I don't have to struggle. It's so this can work out in the future and I don't have to keep doing what you do. But now it's gone. So yeah, I went these days feeling terrible. I literally cried at some point. Like, I had to give up the social media account on Instagram. I was just like, I have no content to put on here at all. So like, why am I gonna be in control of it? So I gave it to my bandmates. So I'm scrolling through like the accounts and like ones for the program, and then I see this video of them rehearsing on the stage the first song we played together. Bro, I cried when I saw this thing. I genuinely could not stop crying for like so long. I felt terrible after that. I did not enjoy it, and that's when I realized like I fucking hate having to be here and having to live through all of this. Why can't things just be easier? I went through all these days feeling horrible, wanting things to be better, just wondering, why do I gotta live in such poverty? Why do I gotta be Hispanic? This stuff is all just making any sort of opportunity that could get me out of here difficult. I don't understand how people like. It's always like, oh, they lived in poverty, they lived struggling their whole childhood, so they fought for it. They struggled and they kept struggling to strive past, and they succeeded. How do I get that? Because like my struggle is the part that's making me not able to get out because I'm struggling. That's literally the whole thing. I can't do stuff that easily. So anyways, it was I was literally just like so devastated that like I asked my mother, can we at least just watch the performance? I want to see them one last time because I'm never gonna see them again. She did not let me. She does not want me seeing them. They gave me a shout out apparently. That's what I heard. Um, I wasn't there to see it though. I didn't. I don't know what was going on there. But yeah, I was feeling terrible all these days, and then it's Saturday, the day of the performance. I'm just like, it's gonna be the worst day ever. It's gonna be horrible. I'm gonna feel terrible. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, that morning, one of my friends from middle school I hadn't seen in a while, he messages me out of nowhere makes a plan. So now I'm spending the whole day at the mall with this guy and some other friends. Just like, maybe I'll get my mind off this stuff. At the end of it, I messaged my mother with very low battery on my phone. Like, hey, we're leaving at 4. Can you please come pick me up? Because she messaged me too, so it's like, oh, we're leaving at 4. That's when. Left undelivered. She doesn't read it. So I messaged again. Are you gonna, like, I don't, something like that. I tried to, like, yo, I'm at this one entrance at I'm at this entrance. Come over here. We're done now. It's 4 o'clock now. She doesn't read it. I call her. Voicemail. Call her again. My phone dies. I'm stuck there for a full hour. My friends have left by then. I'm stuck there for a full hour doing nothing. Just waiting, thinking she has to read it eventually. She never read the messages. The entire time she didn't at all. So I'm sitting there and it's about to start raining. Like by then it's like past 5 o'clock. I realize it's about to start raining. It was very light rain. So I thought, I can't just keep sitting out here on this bench completely alone. So like, I realized I had to do something. So I ran into a store next to the mall. I was like dying of thirst. Like everything I'd eaten, it would all pass through. I was very low energy. I was very tired and just like not sure what I was supposed to do. So I ran in there. I get some charger stuff. And then I get something to drink because I'm like dying of thirst. I get out of there. I got the charger because I saw an outlet outside the mall doors. It doesn't fit in there. Those things don't work. Nothing can go in them. I walk around, scope the area for more outlets, and I see a Spectrum store. I go into there, and they tell me to sign in at the front. Go over there. Do you have our Spectrum app? No. Scan this QR code with your phone and get the app to sign in. What the fuck? I swear, it felt like my freedom was a paid privilege in there. I can't do that. I don't have a phone. I walked in there to ask like, hey, is there a place I could charge my phone or just like some sort of emergency phone you guys got so I can call my mother? I'm stuck here. No, I couldn't do anything like that. It felt terrible. So I just leave that place, go back on the bench. I don't know what to do. And then suddenly I remember, if I go far enough into the mall and I find the little middle plaza, there was a bunch of tables around the chairs that had outlets on them. We were running there. So I run into there, do that, with like all the change in my pockets jingling. I got a lot of change. And I charge my phone, I call my mother, and I get the fuck out of there. And it was with all of that I was realizing, when I realized I needed to finally do something and survive on my own, I couldn't keep waiting. I fucking did something and I felt like I could do that. I felt like I could support myself if I needed to. I felt like I don't need to be here anymore. It really didn't help with the fact that like, my friends kept telling me not to run away. I've been trying to wait so I don't have to feel the need to do that. Now I've just been holding on for them. This didn't help. I felt like I can do it. If I have a way to maintain an income, I got like a bunch of my own money just saved up. Like after like this full year, I got like $110 in bills, not even in coins. In coins, it's like 115, 14. I don't know. I got like $5 or $4 in coins. If I find an income in case that stuff starts getting sparse, I can survive. That's what I think. But yeah, I've been messaging with my friends because like I accidentally said the wrong thing at some point. I told them about how I was like forced to quit the band and then I was just stuck on like a dull day and it felt horrible. Just like, I hate dull days. Let's get some sharp days. Oh yeah, sharp like the cuts on my heart. Horrible thing to joke about. He's like, oh, wait, seriously? Fuck, how do I word this? This was on, like, when exactly did I say this? Oh, wait, no, it wasn't about the band, was it? It was, I mean, kind of. It was that, like, because I'm home alone most of the day, that's why transportation's difficult. Got a bunch of jobs with the family's got a bunch of jobs. Just give us a flight. I hear something out the door. Okay, never mind. So, it's that, like, they were gone the entire day. They usually get back at, like, 3. They leave at around 7. Sometimes it's 9. They come back at 3. Sometimes it's 1. It's weird. But usually it's 7 to 3 for, like, the morning jobs. They were gone the entire day. So, like, I was just like, no one was saying anything online either. I was so bored. I was messaging my friends. Nothing was happening. No one says anything. So I messaged my friend Felix, just like, oh, my parents have not been home all day. No one is doing anything online. Tell me the rapture didn't happen. He's like, oh, hi, I see you're typing right now. Oh, good to know you didn't make it to happen either. But yeah, we're talking about this whole thing, and since I said too much, I accidentally talked about my self-harm. Like, man, you need to go see a therapist. I hate therapists. I don't know what else I should say, man. Yeah, he keeps asking about stuff, so I told him about the day, and then I told him about my whole experience, the addiction, the self-harm, the depression, work days, recent band stuff, family stuff, mother stuff, all of that. I told him all of this in like several paragraphs. He read the full thing. I'm just. But yeah. Yeah, literally, the last thing I said was like a short thing. It was just, the system is so rigged that I can't just join a band in the future and have an income better than what I have now. Because the income I have now prevents me from making an easy change. I'm stuck and it frustrates me so much that I have to keep reminding myself how shitty it all is by drawing blood. I feel like that's what all this was. Originally it was just a way to like get rid of my frustrations, but I started doing it as like a reminder of how bad things were. I still got like, they're not as like, they're lightening up a bit more. You might not even be able to see it very well. They were pretty dark and like a lot more intense before. You could really tell it was like a full cut. Now it's like dotted for some reason. But yeah, it started becoming as like a reminder to myself after a while. But like I always felt like the people I was talking to never understood what I was going through. Everyone either has a good relationship with their father or doesn't have a father. None of them want them to leave. When I was in 6th grade in gender questioning, no one else changed their gender at all. No one questioned that stuff at all. And now, self-harm. I don't know anyone that self-harms. I'm the only person I know that's done this. So, like, no one knows how to talk to me about it. They don't know what's going on with it. So I hate having to tell people about this, because now I have to explain this whole story, and they're not going to fully grasp it. Because I'm just now starting to understand why I do it. What are they supposed to do when they don't know anything about this stuff? Oh yeah, I told them this stuff before I found out I had to quit. This was like the day directly before that when I couldn't go to rehearsals. I didn't even know I was having to fully quit yet. Literally. August 19th, 25, 1847. That's the time. Honestly, if something goes wrong next rehearsal or stress doesn't end before getting on stage for the performance, I may just have a panic attack. And if I don't do well in the future, like, oh wait, that's a different part. Yeah, I just didn't like being forgotten. I just didn't like the idea that like all this stuff wasn't gonna amount to anything, and that I wouldn't make an impact on my life, and I'd just be stuck living miserably. So I'm just like, if I don't do well in the future, like you never hear of me or from me past high school, remember all this stuff. August 19, 2025. 1957. My mother just forced me out of the band. God fucking damn it. It's really just like I'm talking about how like I just do the stuff to get away from my home and my parents and to not be alone the whole summer. That's a big reason why I was in the band. So he's just like, yo, ask your parents if you can have people over. I'm always down to show up. I asked my mother. She does not want anyone coming over here at all. It's like, I genuinely am forced to do nothing. Yeah, there was hardly any obstacle to even bring me to watch the performance either. My mother just didn't want me going. I don't know why she was like that, because that wouldn't be the first time that she dropped me off to watch a performance at that place, and then that was pretty much what I did for the end of the day. I didn't have to show up for dinner or stuff like that. That would not be the first time it's happened. She's done it before and it went perfectly fine. I don't know why it would be bad this time. But yeah, then I sent him a message about how like this felt like just a chain of despair, like the very end of the chain of despair, that I was dealing with like stress from the band. Because like before feeling terrible about having quit, I was feeling stressed about even getting there and doing good and all that stuff. So this is just kind of the end of the chain, and that's all it was. And like having to deal with my mother and stuff. But like the exact words I used at the end of this big old message right here. I feel awful, but I feel it's making me want to actually do something. I don't know if I'll ever get to join that band again in the future, but I still know I want to make some change in my life. Do it for me and do it by myself. I don't know what it'll be or what for, but I know I want to do something to change for the better. Because it was always the idea that like my mother, she just goes for the simplest route, not the stuff that actually makes a change for the better. I just want to do something good for my life so that I can actually start living it. That's the whole thing. So it was like the idea that like I wanted to do something for myself, and I didn't want to ask my mother for like any sort of guidance or for permission to make a change in my life in the future. I just want to do stuff myself and feel good about it, feel proud about myself for having done it. And when I got stranded all the time and I had to spend my own money thinking, I gotta find some sort of way out of here, I felt like I could just do this stuff responsibly. I can do perfectly fine. I could, like, I don't know what I'm gonna do that's gonna be a change. I don't know what's gonna be something that's easy for me to do, because transportation is a difficult thing to, like, get anywhere. I just don't want to be in this house. I just want to do something worthwhile in my life that I can continue doing. And I don't know what it's gonna be, but I want to do something. And I want to be responsible for myself in doing it. But I don't know what I'm gonna do. Just something.